This is the 5-Minute Youth Devotional Reading with Alex Sarria.
March 6th. My grandmother's clock. He replied, "What is impossible for people is possible with God." Luke 18:27. My grandmother had a clock that I loved to look at. It was not a wristwatch with its tiny Roman numerals, nor was it a wall clock with its stylized shape and cuckoo that came out from time to time. It was a simple wind-up alarm clock, one of those that has two bells. It was a clock that fascinated me because I wanted to know what its inner workings were like. So many pieces and so well put together. Opening it and looking at what was inside was a terrible temptation. One day I got that opportunity. I was alone at my grandmother's house. Not completely alone. There was the alarm clock. And I admit it, I did it, I dismantled it. Thrusting my good memory, I took out the pieces one by one. It didn't seem that difficult, but when I was about halfway through, I thought that too much time had passed, and trying to make sure that no one found out, I began to put the pieces back. When I finished, or so I thought, I realized I still had some small wheels left over. I didn't have time to reopen the alarm clock, and it was left as it was. Of course, in my child's mind, I asked the Lord to make it work, and it worked. I was always surprised that He did it without those pieces and thought it was because of my prayer. One day, the clock stopped and never worked again. I have yet to explain to my grandmother my mischief, but for this, I will have to wait to be on the new earth. I learned several things from that experience. First, that when something is done wrong, it must be resolved, because if not, guilt will be your constant companion. Second, and not least, asking God for something requires maturity. I asked like a dreamer, thinking about the momentary solution. Had I been an adult, I would have asked the Lord to give me the words to apologize for my mischief. What is more difficult, a clock working with some missing pieces or us facing our realities? I don't know if the Lord made the clock work. I don't think so. I think He allowed it to stop because it didn't work as it should and for me to function properly. God is not a magic wand. Of course, He had to do the impossible, but He is much more interested in us doing the right thing. Sometimes we become disillusioned because after taking out pieces of the clock of our lives, we pray for something, and the thing does not work as we would like. Then we question God and His ability to solve problems. Wouldn't it be better for us to reopen the clock, to put back the missing pieces? If only our desires could be His desires.